This is why we see such a low proportion of genuinely good people in politics. It's also the same with these so-called alpha males or people like Pete Hegseth with the Proud Boys and all these violent, misogynistic, insecure submen who beat their wives because they're so frustrated. Hi, this is Chloe. So, on Tuesday and Wednesday, about 97% of the Republican members of the U.S. Congress did a complete 180-degree turn on the Epstein files compared to what they'd been saying for months, right up until the day before. Of course, I'm super happy about the outcome of this vote, but I also want to point out what this really shows. How weak most of these Republican representative and senators are, and how weak the whole Trump world actually is. For me, this flip-flop shows very clearly how fragile most of these people are, how they have no real values, and how ready they are to sell out any cause or even what they were saying 3 days earlier just for their own benefit and their pursuit of power. These people have no real qualities, no real values. They're empty shells, bodies with no soul, without an ounce of anything that gives value to someone's personality. And this is exactly why they chase power, because they're so weak, so personally insecure, and have such bad personalities that their desire to look strong is eating them up inside. So they do whatever they can to gain power inside an administration to feel safe while they make their little deals, commit their small or big crimes, and stay protected by an institution. And this is why we see such a low proportion of genuinely good people in politics compared to the rest of the population. This is why, unfortunately, so few scientists, the people who could actually help us solve our problems, get involved in politics, because they already have passion, because they think it's not their place, because they're disgusted by the people already there and they believe they wouldn't fit in. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that all people in the Democratic Party or other parties are good people either. Some are, some definitely aren't. Bad people hide everywhere. And Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's another very good example of a turncoat. She just flipped slightly earlier than many of her Republican colleagues. Maybe because she was a bit quicker at seeing the shift coming, or maybe because she's even more hungry for power and attention. Whatever she says now, even if some of it suddenly seems to line up with my values, I will never trust her. Please go watch her old videos and don't fall for her character she's trying to play now. She just wants power. And it's the same with these ICE agents who don't even have the courage to show their faces or to give their names and badge numbers, even when the laws and order they claim to defend require them to do so. They are failures, just like their white-collar political counterparts in their comfy offices. It's also the same with these so-called alpha males or people like Pete Hegseth with the Proud Boys and all these violent, misogynistic, insecure submen who beat their wives because they're so frustrated by their own failures and their weakness. Sorry. These so-called strong men who reject empathy until the day they desperately need empathy from others for themselves. It's always the same pattern. The bullies at school who gang up 3 against 1. Men beating up their wives. People in uniform abusing the power they were given to beat up innocent people. But take away the advantages of numbers, physical strength, or a position of authority, and their real faces appear. Weak failures. And that's what we're going to see here with the Trump regime. It's going to fall apart like a house of cards. Now, about Trump himself, he's just one of the weakest of them all. A mean guy with the IQ of an oyster who wears orange makeup and lies all the time. A guy who never truly achieved anything and just inherited his fortune. Did you know that according to some financial analysts, Trump would actually be richer today if he had simply put his money into financial markets instead of trying to build companies that he kept bankrupting over and over again? The only reason he got elected is because he concentrated so many more failings in one single troubled mind that every bad person who voted for him could find something in him that resonated with their own moral flaws. And I also want to say this. What we're seeing in the US government and political landscape is not unique. Similar things happen in different degrees in many other countries, even in so-called democratic or developed countries. It's just that what we're seeing right now in the US makes the usual bad guys we were used to look a bit less bad by comparison. But they're still bad. The people we elect should be remarkable people for their intelligence, their moral values, their courage and their sense of honor, their empathy, and more. In many cases, that's not what we have right now. So I think that whatever country we live in, we need to find a way to push more good people with strong moral values into politics. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. Bye.